Remember those crazy doctors trying to save lives in the middle of a war with scalpels in one hand and jokes in the other? That's right. We're talking about MASH, the series that won hearts around the world by blending humor, emotion, and social commentary like no other. And today we're diving into the lives of the actors who made it all happen. Who was Hawkeye before becoming the most sarcastic surgeon on TV? And what about Major Houlihan? Did she keep running the show after the war? Some stayed in the spotlight, others switched careers, and believe it or not, one became a Disney voice actor, while another turned into a Wall Street investor. In this video, you'll see how the main MASH actors look back then, how they look now, and what paths they followed after the show. A series that still lives on in the hearts of fans everywhere. So go ahead and hit that like button, get comfy in your tent, and let's kick off this trip down memory lane. Alda was born in 1936 in New York City. Before becoming the most recognizable face of MASH, Alda had already built a solid career in theater and television. The son of an actor, he grew up behind the scenes of showbiz and appeared on TV in shows like The Phil Silvers Show. Versatile, charming, and quick-witted, Alda was the perfect choice to lead a series that balanced the grim realities of war with sharp, intelligent humor. On MASH, he played Dr. Benjamin Franklin Hawkeye Pierce, an army surgeon who faced the horrors of the Korean War with sarcasm, compassion, and a martini in hand. Hawkeye became the heart of the series, funny, brilliant, anti-war, and full of heart. Alda didn't just shine as an actor, he also directed and wrote several episodes, including the series finale, which broke viewership record in American television history. After the show ended, Alda earned an Oscar nomination for The Aviator, won awards for his roles in The West Wing and 30 Rock, and hosted Scientific American Frontiers, blending science and curiosity with charisma. He also wrote memoirs and became a strong advocate for science communication and the importance of clear dialogue between scientists and the public. In 2018, he revealed he had Parkinson's, but he has continued to appear on podcasts, attend events, and keep the signature humor that's always defined him. Wayne Rogers was born in 1933 in Alabama. Before becoming a wartime doctor on TV, Rogers had already earned a degree in history from none other than Princeton. He got his start in theater and appeared in shows like Gunsmoke and the FBI. But his big break came when he was cast as Captain John Trapper McIntyre on MASH. On the show, Trapper was Hawkeye's inseparable partner in surgery and mischief. The two formed a sharp-witted duo known for cracking jokes, pulling pranks on authority, and mixing up makeshift martinis. Despite their chemistry, Rogers left the series after the third season. Why? He felt the spotlight was shifting too much toward Hawkeye and wanted a more balanced portrayal between the two characters. After MASH, Wayne starred in other shows, including House Calls, but he made a name for himself in a different field, as a successful investor and financial consultant. He became a regular on Fox News' Cashin' In, where he shared financial advice with viewers. Wayne Rogers passed away in 2015 at the age of 82 due to complications from pneumonia. Loretta Swit was born in 1937 in New Jersey. Before becoming the only regular female cast member on MASH, Loretta had already made appearances in popular shows like Gunsmoke and Mission Impossible. With a background in classical theater, she proved she could handle comedy just as brilliantly as drama. On MASH, she portrayed Major Margaret Hot Lips Houlihan, the head nurse of the camp. At first, Margaret was portrayed as strict, bossy, and entangled in a romance with the unpopular Frank Burns, but as the series progressed, her character evolved into a strong, respected professional, independent, multi-dimensional, and far more than just a punchline. After MASH, Loretta appeared in TV movies and returned to the stage, but she never took on another role as iconic. Off-screen, she became a passionate animal rights activist, dedicating much of her life to that cause. She also published books, appeared at fan conventions, and remained a beloved figure in the MASH community. Loretta Swit passed away in 2025 at the age of 87 due to natural causes. Gary Berghoff was born in 1943 in Connecticut. Before becoming the most beloved mascot of the 4077th, Gary Berghoff played Radar O'Reilly in the 1970 MASH movie. Yes, he was the only actor to play the same character in both the film and the TV series. On the show, Radar was the company clerk who seemed to know everything before anyone said a word. Need a report? Radar already had it. The colonel was about to ask for coffee. It was already brewed. He was a human Radar. Innocent, loyal, and full of heart, Radar quickly became a fan favorite and one of the show's most iconic figures. His emotional farewell in Season 8 still ranks as one of TV's most unforgettable goodbyes. After leaving MASH, Gary stepped away from Hollywood to focus on family and personal passions. In the early 1980s, he recorded a jazz album and went on to write over 100 songs throughout his life. Fun fact: Gary was born with a deformity in his left hand, which he skillfully concealed on screen, a subtle detail most viewers never noticed. Harry Morgan was born in 1915 in Detroit. Long before joining MASH, Harry was already a Hollywood veteran, with over 100 film credits to his name and a standout role in the series Dragnet. With his serious but kind demeanor, he was the classic, tough sergeant with a heart of gold, and audiences loved him for it. He joined MASH in the 4th season, stepping in to fill the void left by Colonel Henry Blake's departure. As Colonel Sherman T. Potter, he brought discipline and authority, but also wisdom and a dry wit that quickly won everyone over. He was like the stern grandpa who'd scold you one minute and give heartfelt advice the next. After MASH, Morgan continued playing Potter in the spin-off After MASH, and made guest appearances in shows like Black's Magic. Even after retiring from acting, he remained a favorite at interviews and tribute events, admired by both his co-stars and generations of fans. Harry Morgan passed away in 2011 from pneumonia at the age of 96. Jaime Farre was born in 1934 in Ohio. He began his career back in the 1950s with small roles in films like Blackboard Jungle and guest spots on comedy shows. But it was MASH that gave him the role of a lifetime since the character was inspired by him. On MASH, Jaime played the unforgettable Corporal Maxwell Q. Klinger, who tried every wild scheme imaginable to get discharged from the Army, most famously by wearing over-the-top women's clothing in hopes of being declared insane. At first, Klinger was just a running gag, but he became such a fan favorite that the writers made him a permanent part of the cast. After MASH, Jaime appeared on countless variety shows and celebrity competitions, including The Gong Show and Hollywood Squares. He also performed in the theater and lent his voice to several animated series. To this day, Jaime Farre still attends fan conventions and MASH-related events, always with that same warm sense of humor. Larry Lynville was born in 1939 in California. Before becoming TV's most hilariously incompetent military man, Larry trained as an actor at the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art in London. He kicked off his career with roles in shows like Bonanza and Mannix, often playing straight-laced, by-the-book characters. On MASH, he played Major Frank Burns, the fan-favorite antagonist. Burns was uptight, a total kiss-up to his superiors, a clumsy surgeon, and constantly trying to assert authority, usually to comic failure. He had a rocky romantic entanglement with Major Houlihan in the early seasons, a relationship that was as toxic as it was entertaining. Frank was the guy viewers loved to hate, and Lynville played him to perfection. After Season 5, Larry chose to leave the show. He didn't want Frank to become a one-note caricature. Post-MASH, he appeared in dozens of shows like Fantasy Island and The Love Boat. Though he never landed another role as iconic, he kept working steadily until his health began to decline. Larry Lynville passed away in 2000 at the age of 60 due to complications from a cancer operation. David Ogden Steers was born in 1942 in Illinois. Before bringing a touch of nobility to the 4077th, David was already a respected actor. With his distinctive voice and commanding presence, he was a natural fit for roles that called for intelligence, sophistication, and just a hint of snobbery. On MASH, he played Major Charles Emerson Winchester, a highly skilled and equally arrogant surgeon from Boston. He stepped in after Frank Burns' departure, but rather than being just another antagonist, Winchester brought complexity to the role. He scoffed at the camp's laid-back style and insisted on refinement, yet often revealed a surprisingly tender, compassionate side, especially when it came to patience and deeper moral dilemmas. After MASH, David dove into the world of voice acting. He became beloved for roles like Cogsworth in Beauty and the Beast, Governor Ratcliffe in Pocahontas, and many other Disney and TV animation characters. He also appeared in shows like Stargate Atlantis and The Dead Zone. David Ogden Steers passed away in 2018 at the age of 75 due to bladder cancer. William Christopher was born in 1932 in Illinois. Before becoming TV's most beloved chaplain, he was a stage actor with a degree in literature. He got his start on television with guest roles in shows like The Andy Griffith Show and Hogan's Heroes, always bringing a calm and likable presence to the screen. On MASH, he played Father Francis Mulcahy, the Catholic chaplain of the 4077th Camp. Always ready to listen, give advice, and even jump into emergency surgery if needed, Mulcahy was the camp's moral compass, kind, funny, and never preachy, a true angel in a clerical collar, helping bring a little peace to the chaos of war. William reprised the role in After MASH and continued acting in TV shows and stage productions. Off-screen, he became a passionate autism advocate, inspired by his son who has autism. He and his wife even co-wrote a book about their journey raising a child with special needs. William Christopher passed away in 2016 at the age of 84 after a battle with cancer. Mlan Stevenson was born in 1927 in Illinois. Before putting on the Army uniform and leading the 4077th with his clumsy charm, Stevenson was a comedy writer and performer. He wrote for variety shows like the Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour and acted occasionally, always bringing a spontaneous, slightly awkward sense of humor to his roles. On MASH, Mlan played Lieutenant Colonel Henry Blake, the easygoing commander of the camp. Henry was a bit clueless, more interested in fishing than giving orders, but the staff deeply loved him. His laid-back, good-natured leadership made him the perfect boss for the chaos of war, until his shocking exit. In Season 3, fans were devastated when Henry's plane was shot down and he was declared dead. After MASH, Mlan starred in a few sitcoms like The Mlan Stevenson Show and Hello, Larry, but none matched the success of his role as Henry Blake. Mlan Stevenson passed away in 1996 at the age of 68 following a heart attack. Mike Farrell was born in 1939 in Minnesota. Before joining TV's most famous Army camp, Mike had roles in series like Bonanza and Combat, often playing serious, dependable characters. What many people don't know is that before acting, he served as a Marine, which ironically helped prepare him to play an Army doctor. Mike joined MASH in Season 4, stepping in to replace Wayne Rogers and taking on the role of Captain B.J. Honeycutt. With his calm demeanor, strong ethics, and deep humanity, B.J. brought a new emotional layer to the show. He wasn't the jokester Trapper was, but his maturity and quiet warmth led to one of the most heartfelt friendships on TV, his bond with Hawkeye. After MASH ended, Mike stayed active in Hollywood, both as an actor and a producer. One of his most notable projects was the drama Patch Adams. Off-screen, he became a passionate advocate for human rights and social justice, using his platform to push for meaningful change. Mike also authored several books and remains engaged to this day, proving that fame can absolutely be used to make the world a better place. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more amazing content, please consider subscribing to our channel. Don't forget to hit that like button and share this video with your friends and family. Your support means the world to us, and it helps us continue creating fantastic videos like this one. Thanks again, and see you next time.